Yes, Raman, you can continue now. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So so we are starting with Python programming, and today we are just going to cover two topics actually, Python and Java programming. So initially we are starting with basics of Java. I'm sorry, I'm using sometimes Python because I used many places, and currently last 3 to 4 years, I'm continuously working on Python. So that word may be coming repetitively. Please try to understand. I'll repeat again if I said anything wrong. Okay. Okay. Well, let's come to that. Python programming. We're just going to learn after this program. So let's start with the Java programming first. So before we start Java programming, so we have to know what is the objective of this programming. Okay, so thing is, we are so we just here we are training you. So we are just telling you. So these are the concepts we have. So these are the things we want to deliver to the students. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you here. So you have to understand. So this 3 hours we are just going to cover two programming language. Okay, so in this program, we can give outline. So what are the things we have? Okay, that's the thing we can do. So we cannot do step by step. Suppose you have any topics, you need to get some clarity. You can get me, you can contact me after this program also. Okay, one thing. Second thing, I believe everyone know programming. Okay, so basically, if we as a computer science faculty or trainer, definitely we know any one of the programming very strong, like maybe a C or C++, maybe a Java or Python. So definitely we will be so strong. Okay. Okay. Thing is, I had a small, before it just kind of small activity. Okay. So I need simple thing from you actually. So the thing is, you have to write small, because I want to understand which level we are. Okay. I'll make you a small exercise. You can make it later also. Okay. So in this session, I'll send you one formula. So you have to know the things how to implement that formula as well. So why I'm mentioning here, so we start with the basic one, right? So we are starting with the basic one at the time. So we are telling, so we are starting coding skill, coding, coding skill. Okay. So 1 minute, guys. Okay. Back to coding. Okay. Sorry. So well, sorry. So okay. So let's start with that. I don't know what happened. 1 minute. So my system. 1 minute. I'm ending some particular task. My computer started to stop my. Okay, I'm sharing again. Okay, yeah, well. So we are starting with the coding aspect. So that's the reason we need to learn some formula based. Okay, basically you also tell to the students when you directly take them into coding, so they can feel it like we are learning some kind of coding parts. That's it. Okay, but they can't develop their skill, right? So what we can do, so we need to take some problems. For example, take it simple mathematical formulas. Okay, just give to them on. Okay, so ask them to solve. Not only immediate. So after completing few topics, for example, if you completed basics of Python or Java, so you can ask them to complete. Basic means you can up to completed what is print statement, what is variable, what is data types, and what is the input commands, so whatever that basic thing, if basic terminology. Okay, once you completed, so please start with some formula of the students. Okay, so you can easily understand the student skills. Okay, so basically everyone cannot create the simplest of programming like based on the formulas. Okay, so that is the main thing which we need to tell to the student. So ask them to develop the based on the formulas. Okay, so that is the same thing. So we will having all we also having small assessment. Okay, let's see. So that's simple thing. Okay, just we are going to get the program output. Okay, that is the thing I'm planned it. Okay, let's see that. Okay, so we just going to start with some basics here. Okay, so I hope that you can know that basic things. I just start with that. Okay. So main objective, we're just going to learn core Java. Okay. So I hope that you guys know. I have seen content also. It's really amazing. Okay. So whoever coming to learn as a new like in student aspect as a trainer aspect, it is so awesome, so simple way they given the content, so we can easily get understanding from here. So main objective, we're just going to start to sorry teaching them core Java. That's it. Okay. In core Java, you guys know what are the content will come. So what are the contents will come. So you can know that. I hope that. So let's start from the variable, data types, and operators, and control statements. Okay, like a looping, conditional statement, all those things will come. Okay, and then function and file concepts. Okay, and object oriented. It is actually we know that it is object oriented concepts. It is comes under the object oriented concept. Okay, like all that topics and abstraction, impedance, abstraction, and the class and objects, all those things will come. Okay, so these are the basic core of Java programming. Okay, so you can understand that. Okay, so that is the one thing. So we're just going to learn all those things. Okay, second thing, scenario. So I don't want to talk much about this. Okay, so these are the application has been developed by the Java. So Java is playing major role in Android application actually. So while we started like around 2012, I think so. So that is that is a time in India. So most of the people started to use smartphone. Okay, I hope we know that it is announced in 2009. Actually, smartphone has to launch in the global market. But in 2011 and 12 only, every people started to buy the smartphone. Actually, I know that 2 GB RAM mobile phone, so around cost of 6 to 8 thousand, I think so. In that time, so 2000 12. So why I'm telling this particular scenario? So why it is popular? Why the people started to use this phone very easy way, or it is why it is so cheap on that market? Okay, so that is the main thing. So the reason is Android programming. So sorry, Android OS. Okay, it's easy to work with the all short form. That's a very interesting scenario because behind the reason is Java. So there is a kernel. It's it's easy to work with any hardware component as well as an Android, which is developed by the Java programming. And when we creating some application using I know that today we had so many programming to create the Android application, but on that time, so specifically when you're talking about, Android, so most, participated program is still, I think, so still Java, it's the most, participated program for developing Android applications. So like, LibreOffice, all those things, okay, which will be developed through the, Java programming. So, okay, so except that, so except this kind of things, okay. So today, most of the embedded programming, and I hope that while you installing Java programming, you can see that there is nearly more than I think so. It's my calculation more than 4 billion devices have been installed through Java programming. So that much it is having good opportunity, there is a good environment which will be enabled to programming on all hardware components. Okay, so that's the reason Java had become so famous, and you guys know that. Okay, so okay, fine. So let's coming to the other thing. Let's try to understand what are the concepts we are just going to learn from here. So fundamental Java programming. So don't worry about introductions. Okay, so we'll just be focusing on the fundamentals. Okay, basic concepts. Okay, then we will go for the control statement array and the class and objects and object oriented concepts. Okay, and one thing. So Java and classes and objects. I hope this. Okay, so I'm just using only highlighter. Class and objects will comes under the object oriented. Okay, so these two topics will comes under the object oriented concepts. Okay, and we will explicitly learning exception handling. Okay, then we will show some we will having some additional topics. It just we will give you that overview on that. Okay, so these are the main topics we just going to cover all those things. Okay, that's it. So let's come into that basic thing introduction. I hope everyone knows. Okay, you know why the Java name came, all those things you know very well. So don't worry. I also don't waste the time. So we make it 5 to 10 minute theory, and then we will go practical. So it is 27 years, extensive programming. So it will like, so this programming, has very boomer at, it started 92, but actually very boomer at, 2000. So from 2000 onwards, this programming becomes so like boomer. And you guys know that after 2000, you can see that, happened the IT revolution. So in the IT revolution, Java it's played a major role for the IT revolution. So the thing is, before the Python, so sorry, Java. So in other programming cannot like, it will be make more complex for constructing applications. Okay, even once you constructed the application by some other programming. So while you reuse the code, it's so hard to use, and when we debugging the codes, it's so complicated. But in Python, it's came to the world, so it will be making so it resolved at all existing problems, particularly reuse the code, particularly constructing application that make it easier. So because it's so complicated with some other programming early than Java. Okay, so that is the main thing. So after that, you can see most of the people, most till now, we had it every year. Every year, you can check it. You can go for LinkedIn. Sorry, what is it? No, sorry, Indeed, or you can go for Naukri. So every year you can see nearly 62,000 jobs in the Java. Every year you can see. Even you can take it one particular city, you had it that Hyderabad or Chennai or Bangalore, you have massive opening for Java programming. So that is the main reason people wants to study on this. Okay. So okay, fine. So that is yeah, fine. I don't want to go that very depth history. I think you guys know. So, okay, fine. Let's go with that. What is, core concept of this programming. So basically, every programming having, editor, behind the editor, we have some compiler or interpreter. So then we will just connected that compiler or interpreter with the our computer hardware. Okay, which means CPU. Okay, so it will be connected. So, but in this programming, we have a special tool, so that is called Java Virtual Machine. So okay, so Java Virtual Machine, Java runtime, environmental, all those things will comes under the Java JDK file. Okay, I mean JDK means Java Development Kit. Okay, so we added that tool. So under the tools we had Java runtime environment and Java virtual machine. Okay, let's coming to the understand what is JDK. JDK is a tool which will be having. So you need to download that tool from internet and you can install it. Okay, so we'll go practically. So first I'll show you. I did morning only. I did that downloading concepts. Okay, I'll show you what to do. Okay, I sorry. I'll show you what to do. Yeah, I think so. You can see also. I'll just go for downloading JDK. I hope everyone knows. Okay, so just type JDK. So you can coming to the Oracle site. Okay, so you can download. I hope you know the history before this Java. Oracle. Having ownership of Java. Before that, Sun Microsystem having this ownership. Okay. Yeah, well, let's coming to that one. So you know that history. So Java, Sun Microsystem having the main, task is to develop the web browser. So after that, they had it some fight or some, competition with Microsoft, and they have created the separate, browser. And after that, they worked on that Sun Microsystem, worked on Java. So they invented. Okay, let's coming to that. So there is Java development, Java downloads. Okay, you can just calm down. So while you just checking the version, so currently I taken JDK 21. So you can take it 17. So you can see that. So there is some standard version, stable version. So check that is it stable version or not. That's very important. Probably current, sorry, this JDK 21, it is like, it will be supporting long-term support. Okay, it is a stable version. Please check this one and then download. Okay, so what they are conveying here, so 21, 17, the both version is going to support for the long term. So you can download any tool. And except that you can go for archives and you can download whichever you need. Okay, so I'm just downloading JDK 21. Just go for my system is Windows. I'm just clicking. Suppose you are in Linux, you can download that version. I'm just going for Windows. So there is a MSI installer. So please select that one. Just click on that. Once you just click on that, you can just come to the downloads. Okay, so you had a downloads, right? So you can see that's downloading here. Okay, so here it is my file. You can just click on that. You can run it. So you can just double click and you can run it. Okay. So once it's completed the installation, you can close it. So after that, we had a very important step. Okay. Once you done that, installation. So you need to go for environmental variable. Okay. I just done the environment, like, no, sorry, installation. Just go for the environmental variable. Okay. You can look at it here. So just look at, just click on here. Just click on here. Okay, you have to create the new environment. Okay, so you have to create new environment. Sorry, you have to create the new environment. Okay, environmental variable. Just go for the environmental variable. Okay, so this is the environmental variable menu. You can click on environmental variable, and you can see here. So this place you can come down. Actually, I was created a path link, but anyway, I'll just tell you again. Okay, so what you can do, so you can click create new. Okay, you can check here. So there is already we have path name. You just click on this path equal to, so there is a path, right? I hope it is visible. Path, there is the path name for the my Java programming. I just open this. You can see there is Java/Java path. Okay, this is coming from C colon, which means Z drive and Python programming files. You need to do here, just click new. Just click new, and you need to paste the Python path name, whichever after completing installation. What happening after completing installation? Just go for your drive, click C drive, and go for the program files. If I'm going faster, please let me. Okay, so go for the C drive and go to program files, then click Java. In there, you have installed version, right? So suppose you are installed 17, you will get 17 or 18 or whatever versions you have. Then you can go inside. There will be bin folder. Just copy this folder. Just copy this folder. Okay, just copy this folder. Come to this environment variable and create new. Okay, then paste it. So I was pasted here. You can see. Okay, I already pasted here. Okay, so just copy and paste it and click OK. Once you click OK, you can find out the path name here. Okay, so you will easily find it. Okay, so after that, what you need to do? So click on this one. Okay, just click. Sorry, just click on this one. Make it Java home, whatever it is. Okay, Java home, and make it paste that same path name here also, and remove this painful. That's it. Then click OK. So once you click it OK, it's everything settled down the environmental path name. So if anyone wants to know that, so please if anyone doing parallelly, please do that. So we can just start out the issues if it is anything comes. Once you completed that, just go for CMP prompt. Okay. Once you completed the that task, just go for CMP prompt. Okay. So type that one Java version. So you can find out which version you're currently using. Now, don't want to set any path, Java path file while before running the program. If we done once environmental variable, no need to run it no need to every time set the path environment. You can run it from anywhere. I'm just going to create one folder. I'm just creating one folder. Okay. So this is the folder Java game. So I'm making Java demo 23 just for understanding. Okay. So now I'm just running here. I just went to this folder. Inside is nothing actually. I'm just right click and open the terminal. So I just open the terminal. I hope it is open here. Okay, you can check Java. See. So it is running. The reason is Java is ready to use in from anywhere, any folder. That's the reason to making setting for the environmental variable. Okay. I hope it is simple. So like what we can do, so I'll just clear this. Okay, I just cleared it. So now let's start at simple programming. Okay, so let's have a smart simple programming. So before we start the simple programming, please acknowledge me, everyone installed or not. So please start to install. Let's go because I know that how training program will go. Okay, so I know that you also know that. Okay, but while we making something, we need to show some progress, right? So that's the reason I'm asking you guys. Please just follow, and the same instruction wants to follow by yourself also. And I know that somebody is elder than me. Like I agree, but we know that it is we need to follow some uh, protocols, right? So that's why I'm just calling like guys and or something. Okay. So please, download this and install. So let's start it and next process. Okay. So download and install and acknowledge me. So suppose you already installed, make a acknowledgement. Let's go for the next one. So please acknowledge me. Yes, sir. Yes, you are not audible, sir. I think so. Good. Great. Yeah. Yeah, sir. You are not audible. Mohan Babu. I think anybody audible? Mohan, sir. Is
No,
it
his voice is
audible?
not audible.
Yeah. No problem. Disconnect and reconnect. That's not a problem. We will wait for you. Don't worry.
Now audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. So after installation, next you said to open the environment. How to open that
Yes,
environment?
yes. So I'll share my screen. You can see my screen, right? So just type environmental. Environment. So there you can find out here. Edit the environmental variable. You can make it environment. So that's enough. So just type env. You will get like this, place. Just
Okay, next
open
step.
that and go for environmental variable. Click on the environmental variable. Okay. So I'll do again. So there is the button environmental variable. This will be in the advanced. So this will be in the under the advanced. Just click on that. Go for environmental variables.
See,
Okay.
after opening the environment variable interface,
Just
OneDrive,
select
OneDrive
path.
path.
Yeah, just there is the below system variable, right? Just go there. There is below system variables. Just click on the path. That's it. And open this path. Just go for C drive. Yeah,
Omar, we need to check in the user variable for admin or system variable.
system variable. System variable.
It should
You
be
can
in
find out
user
system
admin to
variable.
OneDrive.
No, no, no. Path is there. See,
Both the
just
cases
look
are
at the
path,
screen.
right?
There will be path. Just click on that. Just click on that. Okay. So once you click on the click that one, so you need to paste like this path name. So what you can do, you just click on new. You will get to the place to paste the path name. The path name can take it from C drive. In C drive, you can go for program files. Under the program files, you can have a folder Java. Select Java. Sorry. Select Java. There you will find out which version you installed. Okay. So I installed JDK 21. So just go inside. Then there is the another folder called bin. Just go for the bin folder. Then just copy this folder. That's it. Just you just copy this folder. Okay, path name. Sorry. So just copy the path name and go for the folders here. You click already that new now. So again, just click that one. Just paste it. Just paste it. Okay, that's it. Just paste it. Once you done the paste, okay, you can see like that. Just click OK. Once you click OK, you will find out like this. That's it. Then click OK. That's it. Then what you need to do? So just click new. Just click new. So once you've done the process, like that's over. And after that, just click new. Then there you will find out another new system variable you can create. So whatever names you can give, just I'm given Java home. Okay. So I'm just giving Java home, which means whatever folder under the Java folder, JDK folder. So I'm just making the root for here. And after that, I'm just pasting my JDK same path name, but I'm removing only bin. That's it. Then I'm just clicking OK. Then you can see find out the Java, or it is Java home. Okay, that's it. So this is the thing you need to set up first.
Uh, Ramar, I'm sharing my screen. Just check once.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sharing my screen.
If you're able to give a control also, we can access your system also, I think so.
So edit environment. Is my screen visible?
It is visible.
So now here I'm checking the path, right? Second,
Click on the path,
when I clicking it, it's
just
not
double click.
up. Anything is activated, right?
Double click to the path name.
No, it's not coming.
Okay, me too also sometimes doing. Close this. So again, you start to run this. Type environmental variable. En. Just come, second one. Edit environmental variable. Okay, go there. Okay, click just once enough.
System environment or environment variable?
That is the same thing. Whichever you just point out now, edit the environmental system. Okay. So just come to edit environmental variable down. So down it is the environmental variable. Okay. Just come down. Click
Yeah.
path, double click. Okay. There you need to paste it. Okay. Click new. Which you already copied, you can paste it directly. Just okay, you go for C drive. Just go for C drive. Make it save. Go for C drive. Window plus E simple. Okay. Just go for C drive. Go to program files. Select Java, JDK, bin folder. Copy that path name. Copy that entire path name. Double click. Okay. Just select all. Just copy and go for that environmental variable. Create new. Paste it. Click OK. That's it. And go for again. Wait. Create new. Click new. Yeah, there. Okay. So make it Java home. Java. Pasted that folder and remove bin. So there is the JDK. Yeah, remove. Slash also, please remove. Okay, that's it. Okay, make it Java home. Java underscore home. Make it okay. Whatever.
Java demo.
Home. So here it is a like home of Java file. JDK having okay. So make it okay.
Okay.
Make it
Java
okay.
home. Okay.
Okay. Click OK for last. Click OK. That's it. Close it. Okay. Click OK. Now go to CMD prompt. CMD. Java version. Java space double hyphen version.
Hello.
Version. We are
Not getting.
are
Can you type in the
version.
chat? Can you type in the chat?
Yeah. Type version. That's it. I think I texted already. This is the command which you need to use.
Enter.
Enter. Okay, so now you are having completed installation. Now we are starting our first program. So you can start from anywhere, any places. Okay. So let's create one folder. Okay, so I'll just share my window. Okay, you can create like this folder wherever you want. wherever D drive, E drive, or C drive, so whatever it is. Okay, I'm just going inside the folder. I'm just going inside folder. I'm just closing everything. Okay. So here I want to work with my all Java programming. Okay. So I'm just right click and go for the open terminal. So here I'm just what I'm doing. So I want to check here is it possible to run my Java program? Yes, I want to check Java C. So Java C means it's compiler. Okay, Java compiler. I'm checking Java compiler able to run here or not. That's it. Okay. I'm just running, so it is running. Okay, so now I can understand Java can run it from here. That's it. That is the main thing to run here. Okay, so I'm just clear this. Let's start it simple programming. You can use whatever editor you want to use. Basically, for Java programming, the preferred one. Okay, so Notepad++. It's so simple to write it. But of course, we will use more on, like editor, Visual Studio Code. And probably in our organization, in many places, we are recommending this Visual Studio Code. You can download from here. Okay, it's so simple to install. I think where is browser? Okay, you can easy to install this one. Just go for, Visual Studio Code, VS Code. You can go for it and you can download this editor. I hope everyone having this. You can start download the stable version. Okay, that's it. And after that, you can install. There is no complication. There is no any steps to do here. You can simply install. Okay. Once you completed the installation, it's so fine. So because you know that Visual Studio Code, it will be supporting multiple language to do write the codes on there. Even you can run it there also. Okay. So see, first I'm just going to here do some programming. So initial stage while you're running Visual Studio Code, so you can select first what language you want to work. So I just want to work in Java. Okay, I'm saving this code in my folder, desktop, demo. Okay, here. Hello world. Make it simple. Okay, so first demo. I make it for my format. Okay, so we had examples. So I'm also going to go with the same exercise only. In my session, no theoretical hereafter. Okay, until we'll go with the only practical. I'm just writing some first programming. I can't tell so many techniques in initial stage itself. So we just learn it, which means we want to understand the concept as well as we need to know that what is the flow of the our organization content also. You may know that better than that. Maybe okay. So the thing is, sorry. Thing is we need to follow some hierarchy or for structure. So that is the reason we just going with the flow. Okay, I just make it here. Demo one. Okay, that's it. So why I want to make it facility that D is capital letter. So while you coming to understanding about classes, so basically class name always wants to start with the capital letter. So you may ask me because we know that we can give it small letter also. So thing is, you can see some existing file. You just open the Java file. Just go for the directory of JDK21. You can find lots of file inside there. So everything is a constructed files which will be supporting to compile the program. And there you can find out almost all classes. Sorry, all classes will be started with the capital letter only. And even you can find out the function name or method name. Sorry, here we cannot call function. That is called method. So I tell you why we have to call method. Okay. So method probably in everywhere, not like no. So you can see it in the every function which is built files. I'm telling, and everywhere you can find out function will be start with the small letter. Okay. So that is the same hierarchy. So I'm just following here also. You can also follow the same thing. That's a good programmer can do. Okay. So these are the things wants to tell to the students. The reason is while they are writing some codes to impress the in interviews, they wants to impress, right? These are the basic things, right? So they can impress. Okay. So if they are a HR or interview technical person as asking why you make it at least capital, they wants to tell the reason, right? That's what I'm telling. I make it save that folder. So defaultly in the this editor, it's so advanced to one, which means while you making that file or while you saving that file here, so as a Java file, it creates some basic syntax automatically. That's the best benefit while we using here. Okay. So that's it. And suppose if you want to make it something same, so what you need to do? So we usually go for Notepad. Okay, we have to write the things. While coming to Notepad, so it's so hard to write all those things, right? So we need to remember everything. But basically, when we teaching, we need to type and tell. So that is a good habit actually. Usually we'll start with that same program, so we won't make it public or static. Sorry, we won't make it here. What is the class? Okay, so basically in this editor we'll be recommending public. If we are not recommending anything, so that will be class comes under the default. Okay, so we can make it a class and class name. Okay, so this is the syntax for creating the first program. I'm just creating syntax now. So I'm making class and class name. Okay, and here, so don't want to open close and bracket, it's so simple. Okay, so you can make it open and close curly braces. This is the syntax which will be supporting to create the class. But inside the class, like you have to understand one thing. So we are using yeah, I agree, I want to start some basic theory. Don't worry, I won't talk in that manner, theoretical manner. We'll make it here itself. So while you're making this programming, I just write down something here in this code. Now the compiler wants to read this program. Compiler wants to read Java programming entirely running based on the compiler. Okay, so you know that compiler what actually will do. So we had written some code. Now that we are compiled the codes. Now the compiler wants to understand where we need to start the programming. So compiler wants to understand where we have to start the programming, because for assume there is you created so many classes, so many methods inside. Okay, so that programming wants, sorry, compiler wants to understand where we need to start. Okay, so what actually compiler will do? It will find the, or it will search the public static void main class. Okay, so that is the root class, root method. So it is finding the root method. Whichever class having root method, so that will be find out as the starting class. Okay, so now what you need to do, you have to create the root, a root, root, or main method we need to create. So that is the main thing. So you know what is the meaning of as simple? It's command line in Python. So here I think so the simple. Okay, so you can see. So we need to start the, we need to start the root or main method. That's the main thing, main thing to understand. Sorry, understandable by the compilers. Okay, so let's start with that. So I hope that everyone knows public, and everywhere you need to give spice spaces. Okay, to public static void main. Okay. So this is the main thing which we have to compile can easily understood. This is the main method, main class. We have to start from here. Like we have to mention the things. So that is the reason we are starting with the public static void main. So string. I'm just telling why we are giving. So this is the if you want to get some output input from outside of the from your the arguments, you can give it whatever names here. So it is helping to receive from the outputs from the outside. Okay. So this is the basic syntax which you need to create. And please align properly. So that's so important for the coders. Okay. So now we have to write a simple program. Okay. System dot out dot print line. Okay. So this is the statement which will be supporting to write the code. But I can type it the same code here also. But thing is, why I'm doing here, we want to understand the things. Okay. So how we want to make it all those things by our own self. Okay. So I'll just make it here system.out.println, and I'm just telling here my first program. First program. Hey, I don't want to type it much on here. I'm just closing this one. And here it is so important, semicolon simple. I hope you know why we are using semicolon. So which will be telling that that line was ended. So you need to go to terminate that line. So next line you can start with it. That's the meaning of a semicolon. Okay. So okay, fine. So I just make it here. So class name I just given. Class name I just make it what format we want to give. And I told you that how to start the main method. The compiler wants to understand where we need to start the Python programming. So Python programming compiler will start from only public static void main. So now compiler also understood. Okay. So let's see. I'm saving this program. Okay. I'm saving this code. When you save this code, you have to understand whatever class name you given, make it on the same name, then only the compiler also can able to understand. So what I'm just doing, so my class name is class name, right? I just make it class name dot Java, dot Java. Okay. So where I want to save this code, I'm saving the same code in the same folder. Okay, Java demo. Okay, and save this code as a Java. Please make it better. Not only .java, sometimes it's become text file also. You can make it single colon or double colon. Inside you can make it class .java. It make very specified. This is the Java file. Okay, I'll save this file. I save this file, and I'm just closing this everything. I'm just going to that, looking into that folder. Where I was saved. Oh wait, I don't know where I was saved. Ah, okay. I had it, file. The thing is not, refreshed. Okay, so it's not refreshed. Okay, you can see. Okay, so it is. I had it only 60 hits, refresh rate. Okay, so that's why not updated quickly. Let's go for that. Once you completed, so what we need to do? So we need to compile the program. First step. So type the code. Second step, save the code as .java. Third step, we need to compile the program. Fourth step, we need to run the program. So these are the 4 steps we need to follow. The first step, I'm just looking here. First, I'm just checking what are the codes we have. I can see my codes I have, there is the class underscore name.java. So this is my programming. So now I'm just going to run it. So you can see what is the mode, last, last written time, all those things. It's newly updated in Windows 11. You can find out. Okay. I'm just typing Java C. This is the compiler. So I'm just making Java demo. Sorry, class name. Class name. You can make it tab or you can type it properly also. This is also right. I usually use tab button. You can write like this. Okay. I make it Java C and then I just make it. So thing is so simpler. I just run this. Now I able to find out some problem. Okay. So what is the problem? It is telling some spelling system maybe a problem. Okay. So what I can do? I can see system error. Okay. Okay, so this is like no correct spelling. So I did some spelling mistake. These are the fundamentals. Okay, make it clear spelling mistake. Okay, then you can make it the same thing. I saved it. Now the program was compiled. So while I did compile, while I completed my compile, you can see my folder. You can see my folder. It created. This is the problem, right? I'll refresh it. You can see class file. You can see some class file also. Once I compile, so the compiler it's creating some class file. What is the class file? Let's see what it is there. Open with that. Is it possible to read? So something is there, right? What actually it's converting? It's converting class file. This class file will be converted into bytecode. The bytecode will be readable by Java virtual machine. The Java virtual machine is able to translate the code, whichever it is class file, it is converted into machine code. Sorry, bytecode. That bytecode can read by only Java virtual machine. Then from that Java virtual machine, it's converting into zero ones for the machines. Okay, so let's see the PPT also. You can able to understand what actually happening in the Java virtual machine. So the basically we running all the code under the JDK. JDK is supporting. Under the JDK we have Java runtime environment. Okay, so like we created a Java runtime environment. So here you know that, right? So we are running that, compiling that file. The environmental it is finding some mistakes. Okay, that environmental it is created that to check all those things for the compiler. So compiled thing, it's once completed. We created the class file. That class file it is going to play the major role. So the class file will be having to convert into Java bytecode. Java bytecode will be compiled into machine code. So while coming to bytecode to machine code, in between we have a Java virtual machine. It just translates the bytecode into machine code. That's the main task. And I have studied in 2015, actually, one article I was studied. So they have challenged Java was challenged last, many decades actually. Many decades means like before I think like before 10 to 15 years. Okay, yeah, probably 12 years ago. So they are challenged it actually. Like no one cannot break that bytecode to Java virtual machine. But I read out the article in 2015 that was breakdown by somebody. Okay, so it's so complicated code. So after that, they are making so stronger. Java bytecode and Java virtual machine concepts are so strongest one. So no one cannot easily break it. Okay, so that's the reason many software running like creating application based on Java. So okay, fine. So you know that what's happening in Java, what's doing Java virtual machine, you know that. Okay, it's converting from bytecode to machine code. So for that, we need class file for converting that one. Okay, so bytecode wants to form, right? So we had it, Java class will do that one. Java class file will be doing that one. Now I want to run my program. How I want to run? So if you want to run the code Java, just type Java and then class name. Okay, so whatever class name you have, don't want to give dot class. I just given only dot Java class name. Just make it. Now it's giving the output. It's given the output. That's it. So simple. So now you can remember. So what we need to do. So one thing. So these are the steps you want to do. Okay. And just make it because we need to remember this. So that's why I'm just sending you. You can take it. Yeah, yeah. You can see that. So it's so simple. Okay. So you can just remember the same thing. You can repeat it the code by yourself. So it is so simple. So now we know how to type the code, how to save the code, how to run the code. And hereafter, everything so simple because everyone knows what is variable. Everyone knows that operators. Everyone knows the data type, right? Make it so simple and make it so fast. All those things, okay? Because we want to cover two programming. So suppose we're not able to cover by today, so we'll go for by some other day also. Python it is so interesting, so easy for easy also, and while compare with the Java, okay? Java is also so easiest to program while compare with the C programming. Okay, let's come into the topic. Okay, fine. I hope that we know that. So in the same thing, same program, if we editing here in the virtual machine, so simple. So I just write public static. So everything will be, coming automatically. So no need to type more time. You can make it open and curly braces, and you can write system dot out dot print ln. So this is the statement which will be supporting to print something, and you can make it here hello world. Okay, I'm just making hello internet. Okay, I'm just running this code. You can, once you complete the task, you have to give colon semicolon simple. You can see that there will become, run button, or else you can go menu and you can run it. Probably I will recommend here only. Just click on the run. So you will get the output here. So you will get the output, okay, here. So it comes big. Okay. So that's it. Okay, so that is the output you will be able to get it from here. Okay, that's it. So this is the simple program. So we know how to edit the normal, notepad, and we know how to edit the codes in the, Visual Studio Code also. You can use whichever, it is so flexible. But while we training the students, please go with that. But please demo with the one or two files in the normal notepad. Then only they will understand the concepts. Usually they want to compile in this format only. That is the traditional way. Okay. They wants to compulsory know about this. And probably while you coming to setting path environment, we will make it like set path, like we will give. So then we will give C colon, like usually will happen. So we will give C colon, and after that we will go for program files. So like these are the steps we want to follow. Don't like no like don't want to tell those things. Please make them to understand how to set the environmental variable, then you can start it. Okay, so we'll go for another thing. So we know what is what is in the JVM, Java Virtual Machine. So in that just comes under the runtime environment. So we had so many libraries. All the libraries will be come under that. Okay, so it will be supporting for the, Java Virtual Machine. So running all those codes. Okay, fine, that's it. So then I don't want to go much more, theoretical. So we'll make it so simple. So I hope that everyone knows what is Java variables. Okay. I will tell you that few concepts it is so applicable for so many languages. I hope that how many languages you have. for my like knowledge, I'm telling there is the programming language nearly 600 and plus. Okay, 600 and something. Okay, so 23 plus something we have. But in this programming, so these are the very standard and basics: variable, data types, control statement, looping statement, functions. Okay, these are the five and file concepts. Okay, so these are the six concepts are so common to know about all. Okay, that's it. Okay, let's coming to here. Let's try to understand data type. Sorry, variable first. So variable, we know it helps to store the data into the memory. Okay, that's it. So where it can store it? Memory means, so it is there two types of memory in our computer: secondary memory and primary memory. So like no, secondary means like we can take it hard disk, and primary means we can take it the RAM. So while you creating variable, all variables data has been stored in the RAM memory. For example, you are creating small program a equal to 5, b equal to 6, and you are making c equal to a plus b. Then you will get the output. So this data will be stored in the permanently means it won't, because it is running on the on time only on the RAM memory. So that's the reason it won't store. So variable will be creating storage on the RAM memory. That's it. Okay. Let's come into next one. So we know that what is variable, which will be helping to store some values. That's it. Okay. But it have some rules for creating variable.
Raman,
I got you. Yeah.
sorry to interrupt in between, Karan, this
No problem.
side. I think variable is not used to store the data.
Okay.
Variable is
Then
used to identify the data in which it is stored, the memory location.
can you
For
elaborate a
example,
little how?
yeah, I will elaborate a little bit. For example, we have a RAM. Okay, RAM is made up of bytes, and in one byte we have 8 bits. Suppose my age is 26. The 26 is stored in the byte, and byte is made up of multiple byte is made up of RAM. I mean to say multiple bytes are there, it's RAM. So my age is 26, your age is 32, or Uma is age is 40. So this is the data. But how my compiler will came to know that which data I need to call? So I need to give some identity. I need to give some variable like A variable, B variable, C variable. That is I heard from somewhere. So variable is used to identify the data in which it is stored. But variable is not ever storing any data. It's just for the
So
identification.
I hope that I'm repeating same.
But in that
So with
PPT, if you can see, it is, can you check it out? I think I have heard. See, a variable is a location, memory, storage area to hold data.
That's why I given the explanation here.
Hmm.
Okay. So variable, it is identity. I agree. So identity will be what purpose? So storing some data, right?
Hmm.
For example, room number A. Room
Hmm.
number A.
Hmm.
What it is there, we will accommodate. So like we are the values. A is
Hmm.
the memory location. It's identity. I agree. That's what we are telling. It helps to store some data under some places. And that's
Okay.
I told. Okay. I hope you clear on this.
Yeah. Fine.
So
Thank you.
that's it. Okay, let's come into the concepts. Okay, Uma, just note on few things. Uma, are you listen?
Yes, yes, I'm here.
Just note on that corrections of the PPT content. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
thank you. Just let inform to Swati and Vidhi. We can make it. Okay. Okay, fine. I tell you few things dear. I'm just following only references the PPT for following the content, which are the flow it's going. And make it I won't take it all the things from exactly from the PPT, so it's up to my experience. I'm just teaching. Okay. But whatever corrections you have in the PPT, please put it that, so we will correct them. Okay, so usually I also put it some corrections early to start at this, and you can also make it. Okay, so it's we cannot directly change it anything in the content. So we had a technical team, particularly for content development team. So we need to request them. So these are the things wants to change. Definitely they will get take care of all those things. They will definitely change it. Okay. Okay, fine. Let's coming to the topic. I hope that okay. So we know what is variable. So whatever example we given, for example, we want to store some values. Okay, where we can store it RAM, but where directly we cannot store it. So we need variable name, which will be representing that storage. That's why we are telling variable will helps to store some data into the memory. Okay, so that is the meaning. Okay, let's come into the topic. So if you want to store some item into the memory, we need to tell the specification. For example, like he said 8 byte or something, right? So just assume, okay? So just assume we want to store some item, just like, assume I'm just coming as a single person. I want to stay in like, no, I don't want to cook much like this. Okay, let's make it simple. Okay, so I want to stay some hotel. For me, I have enough to one bed, okay, to stay. If I'm going with my family, I need to like no, so like no double bed. I need to stay. Okay, so then only like no occupied. Then similar to that. So while you making some variable, we need to specify the characteristics, which means like no data type. So it will be telling that how many people will going to occupy it. Like no, is it enough to stay one person or two-person or three-person? Like so that is the thing can tell by the data types. Okay, so every data types having different sizes. According to the sizes in that place in the RAM, so we will create the space to store the data. Okay, let's coming to that. Okay, so we need to know now what is the data types. I hope that you know the variable rules. Suppose you doesn't know, I'll make it so simple in the Python. Okay, so it's we can every rule will be applicable for all that programming. Okay, so okay, fine. So let's coming to that data types. There you can take it primitive data types, boolean, byte, short, int, long table, all those things. Okay, so like these are the data types. While storing some data into the memory, you have to specify what type of data we have in the place. So then only according to the system can arrange some space to store it. Okay, one thing. Second thing, if you want to do some process manipulation process like multiplication, whatever operations you want to do, you need to specify the data types. According to the data types only, we can perform the operations. So that's the reason we need to tell what is the data types. So we have some data types. So all data can be contained. Like for example, if you have a text data, if you have a numerical data, so whatever it is, a Boolean data. So we can come into some specification that can be made it by the data types. Okay. So that's it. So that's a thing we have to know compulsory. That's the things here. Okay, so primitive data types, you can see all those things. We will see in the everything in real time. Okay, so after that, we need to know operator. We know that arithmetic, assign operator, comparison, logical, unary, and then incremental, decremental, and conditional, which mean ternary operator. So all those operator will be going to perform in the programming. So why I just taken from variable to data type to operation? There is three things having some continuous connectivity. For example, you have a equal to 5, b equal to 6. Here it is without operation, we can't make it. If you want to assign some values in the memory, so definitely we need assign operator, right? So there is a connectivity between those three slides. At the same time, if you want to perform something like without data types, you can't. Without data types, you can't store it. So like there are so many things we have in this PPT. According to that only we can work on it. Okay, let's see simple example. I hope that you guys having so this has been done it. So already already they have embedded the links for every examples. Okay, so you can just sorry, control plus and click on that. It will take you to exercise file. You can see here, so you can find out all examples. Okay, you can take it from that. So whatever we are teaching here, so you can take it all the things from here, and all the things wants to cover with the students as well as. Okay, okay, so same thing, let's go with the another thing. Okay, so we know what is basically we know variables and data types, and we know that operators. I'm not going very depth in operators. Arithmetic operator, plus minus, all those things. Assign operator means you can assign the values into variable by the different manners. Okay, and comparison, we can compare two variable using creator less than, like that. Okay, logical operator and or operator you can use, and you can use it. Okay, and then unary operators. Okay, so this unary, it is famous one, and it is most of the please teach to the students that most of the interview question in Java, it will be based on the ternary and unary operators. Okay, so you can focus that two things, and particularly increment decrement, it is a specialized one. So there is the post increment and pre-increment. So you need to focus that two things. Okay, that's it now. Okay, so you need to study more on this. Okay, so like according to that, let's start with the other thing. Okay, so I hope that you know that what is the difference between print and the printf. Okay, so probably we will very frequently use print ln, but sometime we will use print. Okay, so the print ln means once you completed, you can go for the next line. So print means you can just make it on the same line. Okay, And printf also similar to that. So like let's come to the another one. If you want to get this is only talking about output statement. So if you want to get some input from the users, you can use the scanner. So scanner, it is a package which will be supporting to get some input from the users. Okay, so that's the reason we're just going to use the package. I'll tell you how to import all those things. Okay, so we can import the Java, and then from the Java, you can import the scanner, and using scanner, you can get the inputs. Okay, so that's it. So second thing, Java expressions. Okay, so there are some statements like, for example, statement expression. We will see what it is there. Expression means it's consisting like a variable, operator, literals, like all those things, method, all those things. Method means function. For understanding, I'm telling, but in Java programming, you need to call that method only. And Java statements will having like complete that unit executions, like all those things, like more on theoretical. Let's see it in the practical. Okay. So declaration also, I'll tell you that how we want to make it, and Java blocks how we can create also. We made it already, but we'll see again. Okay, so that's it. I just coming to some core line. Okay, fine. Okay, so let's go with that practical. So I hope that I started with all those things in the practical. Okay, so let's try to understand variable first. I create that variable program. Okay, Java. I don't want to to type it in Notepad now. So I hope you know that how to type Notepad. So I'll just make it variable first. Okay, I just make it variable. So this is the class name I just given variable. Now you can start with that. Okay, so variable public. Okay, you can give here or that side, not a problem. So whatever name also wants to give, you can give. So I hope everyone knows the basics. Okay, I'm just creating only variables. Okay, the first rule you know that, but I make it as per the variable. Okay, if you want to create the variable, first thing we need to know data types. Okay, I'm just creating int variable and a equal 10. Okay, so just those things, and then I given here that variable will comes in the small letter a to z. So first thing I'm given, so okay, sorry, okay, I'll make it. So like you can see, while you creating the variable, it wants to start with the small letter a to z. At the same time, if you started with the capital letter, you please follow the same thing in everywhere. Okay, that's it. You can make it small as well as capital letter. Okay, I just make it another thing. Int c. I'm just creating underscore symbol. Like you can use start with the any data types, data variable, names. You can start with the underscore symbol. I just given 11. Okay, and similar to that, you can go for int. You can start with the c equal to 1. Like you can start, but you cannot start it like you can't start like this. Int, you can't start like this. You you cannot create it. Okay, so similar to that, you can't create int any other symbols. You can't get any other symbol like this. Okay, so these are the errors, so it won't allow. But that's it. So now we will do some small operation. Okay, system dot a plus. Okay, I just do small operations. Okay, you can see that. Okay, you can make to 20. You can run it. So okay, these are the basic things. I hope I completed. I just run. So first you find out the debugging. So that is the best one. Okay, so you can understand how we want to create the variable. At the same time, you know that so we have data types. Using the data types only we can create it. Okay. So without data types, you can't create the variable. One thing. Second thing, the variable having rules, you need to follow all the rules. Okay, that's it. Okay, I'm just closing this one, and I'll go for the another one. So for I don't want to go with the operators. It takes some time. That's the reason I'm just. But in meanwhile, so all the programming without operators we can't implement. Let's see all those things. Okay. So we know variable, we know data types, we know that another topic I forgot. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we know that the Java basics input output statement, we will use how to use that one. Okay. So thing is, I'm just going for another thing, Java. I'll go for control statement. Okay. So now I'm just going for the control statement. So I'll just go with the control statement. So I'll make it simple one. First control statement. Control statement means, for example, you have that two things, okay? Looping statement and we have a conditional statement. First, we will work on the conditional statement. Okay. Uh, okay. That's it. I'll make it simple program, conditional statement. So here we're just going to learn about the basic if conditions, okay? And then we will just look at some topics. So first thing, I want to give you something here. Conditional statement, there is some type. The first one is the simple the if else, if else. Third one is the okay, else if. Fourth one is the nested if. So these are the concepts. This all the topics will come for every program. Okay, you can take it as one of the reference. It will come for every program. Okay, I just write public static void. Then I'm writing simple program. Okay, and then I just given a ALE. Okay, and open and close brackets. Now I want to start with the basics. So like, I'm just raising some, like, I'm just going to get two values. I'm just going to work with if condition and if else condition. For example, int a equal to 30. Okay. Int p equal to 40. Just assume. Sorry, 10. So now I'm just using simple if. So like you can create if. So simple if, I hope that you need to know the syntax. Okay. So syntax always. Okay. So basically syntax will be start if and then you have to give expression. Addition or logic, whatever it is. Okay, you can give it. Okay. Then open and closing curly braces. Inside you can write it statement, true statement. Okay, this is the main thing which you need to understand. So in if inside the if we have always true block. In the true block, you can write it some true things, which means whichever condition is become a true, that will be considered the first part will be considered the true block. So here we can run it something. So whatever we had it. Okay. So same thing, we just going to make it in the program also. I just given a greater than b. Okay, then I can write it. Sorry. Okay. So I'm just write it here. Okay. I'm just printing. Sorry. Just use usually system dot out dot print ln. You can give some messages. I'm given messages here. A is big. I'm just running this code. I'm just running this code. I don't have any part for here. It is only having group block. While you completing the codes, you can run it. Okay. I'm just running this code from here. You can debug and you can run it. So once you completed, you can get the result. Okay. So A is bigger. That's it. Okay. So this is the basic way you need to form that, simple if statement. Similar to that, you can create the else part also. So next thing, I'm just going with that. So else, another thing, if else part. If you want to start the if else part, it's so similar. I'm just declaring like, no, you can't declare in the middle of the programming. So please, whatever declaration you want to make it, please make it in the top itself. So in Java programming, we can divide some part actually header part, main method, and after that you can divide. Okay. Inside the main method also you can divide. This is the declaration part. This is the process part. Like you can define. Don't create or don't initialize the values in the mid of the program, because it is a compiler. It start from the start by all the codes, right? If repeated the or if you declare in middle of the time, it chance to confuse and it won't support sometime also. In I think so. I was to use the compiler Java 8, it won't support it even you making middle. So I hope that you can try that. Okay. So for you, I just try again. Okay. So like int c equal to 12. Okay, I just given this variable. I want to check if else. If a sorry b greater than c. So I hope that a syntax from Python here. Okay. So system dot out dot println. I'm just telling message b is big. And else pod also wants to create. Else else. Okay. You need to tell the same thing system dot out dot print dot ln. So you need to tell a is big. Sorry, c is big. Okay. I'm just running this code. Let's see. I think we done this program. You will get this output also. Okay, so that's the reason I'm just telling. I'm running this code. Okay, I'm seeing some error. Let's see what is the error. So Java is non-profitable file error reported. Okay, so let's see. Okay, I'm just removing this. Okay, I'm just removing this and I put it here. Now I'm just running again. Continue. Okay, so there is some syntax error. I'm not given colon symbol. That's it. Probably it will run. Okay, so that's it. So the problem is in Java programming, you can't initialize in the middle. Okay, that is the one biggest problem. Okay, so I'm just running again. It's so difficult. So for handling few things. Okay, now you can see there is a is big for the simple if, and then so we had a else if. So if else part, if it has become false, this part become a false, it go for defaultly this part. Okay, you can see the output C is big. So the reason this condition was failed, that's the reason it's working the false block. It is actually called true block. Okay, so it is actually true block, true block. So it is a false block. Okay, you can work on the false block. That's it. Okay. These are the things we can know. Okay, so I hope that everyone knows things. Just simply recalling all those things. Okay. So next thing we can go for the another if. So that is you can go for what we can go for else if. Okay. I just go for else if also. This is what I can we can do. We can create the conditions like usually we will having in simply for if else we had only one condition. But in here, we can create the more than 2 or 3 conditions we can create it. Okay. For example, we added some variable A, B, C. Okay. I just given this value. Okay. That is there. Okay. No problem. So we have 3 variables. We just want to compare which is the biggest one. I hope everyone knows. So what we can do, we can use the else if we can check the condition once and again we can create it. Okay. So that's the reason I'm just doing give. Okay. I just checking A greater than B and I don't know, I'm not sure. Okay, let's see. A greater than C. Okay, like you can use it. And after that, you can open and close bracket. Use this and symbol. Usually use this. Okay, print as a dot out dot print ln. Okay, so then you are telling A is the bigger. A is big. Okay, and similar to that, so you are making another condition. So we have to write else here. We have to write. So another condition you are checking B greater than C. And then I'm just writing another logic. System dot out dot print ln. Then you are making some statement. B is and Similar to that, you are writing here else, else, open and closing bracket, system dot out dot println. Okay. So now you're telling C is big. That's it. Okay, I'm just running this one. Okay, so I'm similar to that. I'm not doing anything. So let's see that we are running this code. So debug and run it. If there is anything, oh, A is big, B is big, what happened? One minute. Okay, not overwriting. So 1 minute. I hope. Okay, so 1 minute. So I hope small, so we will just close few things and then I'll take a new file. Okay. To make it simple, I'll just, okay. So the symbol that is the right one. Okay. So we will make it. I'll check that, our exercise.
Ramar, use double and.
Yeah, I given. I don't know why it is not the previous output also. I'm checking that one. So see, this is the logic actually we need to give, but these are also not coming, right? So that's why I just thought why it is not coming. It's coming multiple times. I'll just make it simple. Next language. Okay, so next thing. So don't want to make it, find a large number. Okay. So always now start with the capital. Okay. So make it a simple public. Okay. Public static void name. I put something like this, and then going to a equal to 10, b equal to c equal to okay. If one minute. So my question is, it's happened overwrite on the program, right? So that's the reason I had a doubt. Else if, and you can write b greater than c. So system dot out dot print ln. Okay. So you can write it is big else. Okay, fine. run it. Okay, so now it is running. I don't know what's happened there, but anyway, we done it. So I don't know, like, no, there is two more looping statement, but my question is, code was run, right? But I don't know why you're running this. It is overwritten. It's not come. That's the reason I checked it. Okay. Okay, fine. So let's come into here. So you can see, you can see here we have declared three variables. If you want to check among two or three, four variables, you can use else if. So else if will helping to, like, check two or three conditions or two times or more than that if you want to check that variable. So you can use that things, okay? But it is different. This is different and else is different. So if you just doing the conditions, you are setting condition in one line, multiple conditions. But if you want to make it the, like, if it is if condition, if you want to create more than two, you have to compulsorily use else if only. Okay, so we know that how to use. Okay, what is that? uh, if else, else if, sorry. So now we just go for the nested if. Okay, I'll save it as a Java file and I just make it nested if. Same program also you can use in the nested if also. Okay, so what happened? I knew the syntax, that's why. Okay, I don't want to waste the time. Class. Okay, so you can make it nested if. Okay, that's it. So I can create my class name, public static void name. So then you can give it your statements. Okay, so you can make it here. Yeah, sorry, ARG. You can write that ARG front of the square bracket and next of the square bracket. You can write it. Okay, so I'm just making it simple thing. Int. There is a given variable, like for example, I given same a equal to 5, b equal to 7. I just given some variables, c equal to 10, like I given. Now I want to, like, check that which is the among the four biggest values. I can use nested if. Probably logic maybe become wrong, but we write it the nested if. Okay, if I'm just writing if condition, I'm checking a greater than b. The first I'm checking a is bigger or not than b. Okay, so I just written that another open and closing curly braces. If I'm feeling a is bigger, okay, I can go in the same place, a greater than c, a greater than c. So I have to check the two logics first, a greater than b and a greater than c. Suppose if the both condition is satisfied, I can tell print, sorry, system dot out dot system dot out dot println. Okay, I can tell a is the bigger. Okay, suppose it's not able, so, like, we cannot tell. So this is the logics. Now we make it nested if. We make it nested if. Okay, so then I can create else if. Same logic. A, sorry, b greater than c. Now I can tell this thing, b is the big. Just we make it the clear thing. What b is big, and you can create else. You can make it here system dot out dot println. You can tell the meanings. Okay, for c is big. Okay, the thing is we just working with the nested if, right? We working with the nested if. I just want to only concentrate on the nested if. That's the reason I'm given 50. Okay, here I'm just given 50. If that a is bigger, this statement will come. So why I just make it? I just going for only nested if. Okay, I'm just save this code and running this. Okay, I'm just running this code. Okay, let's see. A is big. Okay, you can see that output is coming, a is big. So here you can understand nested if it is working here. Nested if is working here. Nested if means if you have one if under the another if comes, that is called nested if. That's it, so simple. But always make it by some examples with the students, that will be easy to understand. Okay, So now we had to go with the another thing, like looping statement. Okay. So we have to start with the looping statement. I'll go for another file. So now we just go with the same Java programming with the looping statement. It is the another concept. Okay, so I'll just select Java file again. So guys, you can do it in the two way, but this is the we wants to tell to the student both way also. Particularly, you have to go with the notepad and you need to type the code and you have to teach them how wants to run it. And similar to that, how the people can easily run it code in the Visual Studio editor also. And probably Visual Studio editor will be globally using and so easy to run that code. You know very well, right? So that's the reason I'm just make it in the two things. Like I did with the notepad and I did with the Visual Studio. And for completing the training so faster, we're just going with this. Okay. Here I'm just writing that another code. I just save this file as a looping statement. So looping statement, I hope that you know that I'll make it a first looping statement for. Okay. So we had it three looping statement. Okay. So one is the for loop and while loop, two while loop. Okay. So these are the three looping statements we have. So we're just going to work with this. Okay. I make it first one looping. Sorry. Okay. For loop. I just making as a for looping. So that's it. I just create a class. So then I'm just writing simple program public static void name. Okay. So I'm just writing here string value. Okay. Then I just created open and close bracket. Okay. Here we're just going to understand first what is looping statement, and then only we are going to with the talk with the for looping. If why do you want to use the looping statement? While you're creating software, so we want to do the certain task again and again, right? So in this time we have to use looping because you can reduce the code and you can call some task again and again. You can easily make it. So that is the main reason to use for looping. Looping concepts. It is reducing or making the same task wherever it is coming the same task. We have to do again and again. We can use for loop. Okay. So I just using looping. What are the types of looping? Types of looping. So of course we know that. So one is I make it from here. It's so nice. Okay, I don't want to use this single code, single comment line. I hope that this is what called actually single comment line. So this is what actually called multiple comment line. Okay, so I hope you know that. So, but I'll make it here. So what I'm doing here. So first one, of course, we know for loop. For loop. Second one is the while loop, and third one is the do while. So these are the things we're just going to get it here. Okay. Okay. So let's start it here. So I just go with the for loop. There is syntax. You need to understand the syntax. Okay. So syntax always looks like this. For this is the keyword and open close bracket. First part always initialization part. So this is the initialization part. Then you need to use colon simple, not semicolon. It's colon simple. And after that, it is a conditional, a condition or expression. Okay, you need to use condition or expression. Once you've given condition or expression, then you have to give increment or decrement operators. Okay, so this is the main thing which will comes in the for. What is the initialization? Second one is the condition. Third one is the increment or decrement. Okay, so these are the three parts we have. Then as usual, we can open and close and write the syntax inside. Okay, so write the codes. Okay, you can write it your codes. It could come anything. It come could anything. That's it. So these are the basic things. Okay, fine. So that is the thing we were going to implement, and furtherly, so same thing we will just going to implement by the while loop and while loops. Okay. So yeah, I just going to create here with that while loop. So I just before starting that one, I had it created some variables. Okay, so just like before creating some variables, What I'm just trying to do here, I just focusing to print my name 10 times. Okay, so just look at here for, I'm not initializing anything. I'm just directly given here. Okay, int. Okay, I'm just given I equal to 1. Just does it. And I greater than equal 10. That's it. So then I'm just making I plus plus. This is the increment operator. Okay, and then I'm just closing this one system dot out dot println. I'm just telling I want to print my name, okay, 10 times. So I just given my name, edited, okay. So see that I'm just running this code. This is simple for you. Its only thing is making understand. I hope you know this content for only the foundations. We are not having interviews. What we can do for that, if you're taking the same concepts for the final year students, you can make it some technical interview question based on this, okay. I'm just running this code, you can see. So it's going to print my name 10 times. So that's it. You can see that. Suppose I want to know the number also, what we can give. So for example, I'm just given here, sorry, I, comma, I'm just running this. Oh, sorry. I'm just running again. I have to continue with the debugging. Okay, I had something here. I think so. What is the error? One minute, I just do this. One minute. So we just want to print it with a number. I'm just trying that one. Okay, 18 plus into. Right, formatting string. Okay. So anyway, we'll see that. Okay, so I don't waste the time. So like no, I'm just running again. Okay, so we can see that 10 times we print that. Okay, so usually it will be so simple, but even that, spending some time it's taken. So you can also easily find out. So there will be a comma or dot, we can use that. Okay, so that's it. So we can use the things and we can get it the outputs. And similar to that, so I'm just using same for loop. Okay, I'm using same for loop. I'm just creating to print some numbers. Okay, for example, I'm just making only I. Okay, only I. So I'm just running again the same code, but this time I'm not using I, I'm using J. At this time I'm using J. Make it every for loop, like so many times we'll want to use so many for loops. Okay, make it the for loop, in every for loop, make it some different letters. Okay, chance to create the confusions. Okay, I'm just running this again. So you can use it. Okay, you can print it all the numbers. Okay, separately. So why I'm just doing that? So we do that repetitive task again and again. You can use for loop and you can make it to use it. Okay. Even if you want to find out the sum of n numbers. Okay. So what you can do, so like I'm just doing here sum of n number. So when you have to know sum of n number, you need to tell int sum equal to 0. Okay, that's it. So now I'll just make it here sum equal sum plus. Okay, that's it. So then finally you can print the sum. System dot out dot println. You can make it sum. That's it. Okay, so I'm just making this statement. I'm just running this one. You can see that you can find out sum of n number as well as. Okay, so let's start to run it. What is the line? Which line? Oh, sorry, J. Okay, I just run it. Okay, so these are the careless mistakes. Okay, so like no, you can make it. Now you can find out the sum of number 55. So this screen is not able to make it bigger here. So I can make it this window very bigger, but I'm not able to do this window, but we got the outputs. Okay. Okay. So that is the 55. Okay. This is the output. Okay, fine. So let's go for the another example. We know how to use for loop. And technically, if you want to present your skill, you can take it some technical, questions, technical, problem statement, you can solve through the for loop statements. Okay, so let's start to go with the another one. So like of course while statement. Okay, I'll go with the another one while. I just go for all type file. Okay, so I'm just selecting Java programming. So now I just want to run the while loop. So I'm saving this as a while looping. Okay, I'll do laterally what do while. So while loop also so complicated one, and most of the places, while loop based on the interview questions will come, not based on the for loop. For loop also will come, but student can easily understood, they know very well. But while loop it is little complex. Okay, so which means it can create so many logic using while loop only, and it is purely can check that conditions only. Okay, so let's start here. I'm starting with the public static void main. After that, I'm just writing here. So int I just make it a few variable I equal. I started with one. Okay. I'm just going to do the same sum of n number with this program with the while loop. Okay, but I'll give you some demo. Then we just going to do. First thing I need to print some numbers. Okay, I want to print some n numbers. Okay, so what I'm just doing while I greater than equal, like for example 10 numbers. Okay, I just want to print it. I just open and close it and print system dot out dot println. Okay, so if you're given like this, like for example, you want to print some values, like you can give it directly and you can print it. If I completed this task here itself, if I'm running this code, it keeps running. It won't stop it. Okay, it will be keep running. Okay. So most of the places, what we will do, so we will simply run from the while loop without even the any incremental operator. Like if you're not given any incremental operator there, it will create some problem. What problem means? It keep running until completing filling the stack. So what we can do, we have to break those things. Okay, so we have to mention that incremental operator. You can give here I plus plus directly. Okay, so but for making understand, I given here like I plus one. This is the task will happen always. Okay, this is the task will happen always. Okay, fine. So okay, fine. I'll give you I plus plus. If I have any problem, let's solve it. Okay, I just given this one. Okay, so now and finally once we completed, I'm just we'll run it, then we'll go for another. I'm running this code. You can see I can see my output 1 to 10. Okay, this is the basic thing which we can do it. That's it. So next thing, one minute. Okay, leave it. Okay, so 1 minute. So let's go for sum of n number, same program. Okay, so but you have to understand in while loop doesn't have any initialization. It's have only expression. So that's the reason we initialized it before that. Okay, that's remember you have to keep remember basically syntax means this is the syntax, but actually while you are coming to logic, so that variable will come, right? So probably the initialization variable wants to declare early to the while loop, okay, or before the while loop. So that is the thing we did, and we started with the work with the while loop. And similar to that, so I'm just creating sum equal 0, and now I'm just writing here sum equal sum plus I. And then finally, I just make it the output here. So I'm running this code now. Same code. I'm just running for finding sum of n number for the 10 numbers. Okay. So you can find out that values. Okay. What happened? Yeah. I'm not given. Okay. I'm just running this. What's the problem? Again, another code. Okay. So usually in Python, no need to write all those things. It will come. Okay. So taken automatically. That's the problem here. So we will face that one. Okay. So I'm just running. Sometime if not able to find out, I don't want this thing here. I don't want to import. Okay. I'll just compile this. Okay, 1 minute. So I just want to exactly find out my problem. So I just running this one. Okay. While looping, I'm just comparing. Okay. So I can find out what problem I have. Okay. So this is the easiest way actually run. So because here I can't find out exactly what it will be. So that's the reason I'm just like make it. So someone, yeah, this is the problem. Okay. So you have to use that string, right? That's the reason it shows the error. Okay. So, but in this place, you can find out easily all those errors. Okay. So I'll make it here because you can find out what error I had it or what is the output also I'm getting. So that's the reason I can run it here. So I can compare now. There is no error. I can run my program. So you can see the result here. So we'll get it. Oh my God. Again, I had it another error. Or only accept the annotation processing if you are getting class names. Okay. Fine. So we get the output. Okay. No problem. Okay. So Java, I want to give. You can see. So there we will get it the result here also, but it is so simple, right? That's why I'm just taken from there. Okay, you can find out the result. Okay, so simple. So only thing, so basic mistakes. Okay, the basic mistake because of mine, I'm like I said in the beginning, right? So I'm working more on the Python, so not in Java. So like that's the reason I'm making small mistakes. Okay, these are the careless small mistakes. Okay. Okay, let's go for another thing. Okay, so next program, once understood about the while loop, let's go for the another concepts. Okay, I hope what is the next concepts we have in this. Okay, so let's see. Yes. Okay, I'm just sharing. Okay, fine. Let's go for another program. And of course, what is the next once we complete the while loop? So let's go for like for each. Okay, for each it is like we can go and the switch also we can go. There is a conditional statement you can create with that, So usually while you're creating particularly um, such case, you need support of while also. I'll show you the program from there. Okay, then we will just go on it. Okay, so we had it already, the content. So I'll just look at that one. Okay, then we will go for it. It's so simple, but I don't want to make it much complicated on this. Make it so simple because we had it only until 1 o'clock the session. We had it another program also. That's the reason I'm just moving little faster. Okay, you had it, same thing, Java conditional statement. And while you want to implement the switch case wants to followed by the uh, while loop. Okay, that's so important. But you can call directly, but probably while you go with that switch cases with the while loop, it's so effective. Okay, so let's see that. I'll just go with that. Here, 314. Okay, the lab. I think so. What is the exercise? 23. Like I'll just go with the 23, and then I'll just show you that. Okay. So this is the code for 23. Okay. So you can see I want to show only switch case, not more than that. So I'll take it switch case. Oh, not here also. Okay. So switch. Anyway, I'll make it simple. I type the code here. So and why I particularly wants to complete after do while completion. Let's go for the switch case also. Okay. So switch case while you coming with the while loop, it's so good. Okay. So particular two while. So I'm selecting this. I'll save this program. Okay, as a Java, and I'm saving do while. Gotcha, Java. Yes, I just make it in the same name. Public static void main. Okay, string args. So I just give it. Inside you can start the while loop, to while loop. What is the difference between while and do while? So while loop always check with the entry level. So while you coming inside into the content or coding part, it will be checked and it is allowed. But while do while it is not like that. It is allowed first to code and then laterly check the logic. So this is the differentiation. And that is the entry checkup. This is the called exit checkup. While entering into the code, it will be checkup. That is a normal while loop. So two while it will be checking. Once you enter the code, it will be checking until like no when we exit from the codes. Okay, so this is the biggest difference between that and this. Okay, that's it. Let's go for it. Sorry, here for while loop, to while loop. Same thing, same code. I don't want to change it because here I'm just going to print it name, print it some name. For example, do while. Okay, I just started. I just started like this. Print hello. I'll make it 8 minutes. So I just want to print this one. How many time I want to print it? That is the another interesting one. I want to print it 10 times. Just tell me. While I greater than equal 10 time I want to print it. And this while loop wants to compulsory semicolon. Keep it remember. So I given here. Oh, sorry. So this will come here. Okay. So here you need to understand another one thing. I use I, right? I need to tell what is I. I start from 1. That's it. It's going to run it. Let's see that I'm running this code. So it's I save this code and I'll go from there. Okay. So I can easily find out the problems here. Okay. Yes, I save this code. I can find out in my directory. I just make a directory. So there is a program do while. So Java C, and then I'll just go and do while. I'm just compile my code. There is no problem. I'm running Java and do while. So do while, that's it. I'm just running my code. Okay. I remove this. You can run it with that same, but I remove for my easiest way. Okay. I'm running this. It keep loading. There is what reason is the logic was completed. Okay. So like it was it's not it's not satisfied the condition. Okay, let's see that how we wants to break it. So please close this or else make it control delete. Sorry, break control break in my system. Where it is. Okay, my system I'm not able to find out the break. Okay, I'll just close it. Okay, that's it. So simple. So here you can see that usually the do while will be started from the beginning. It just print that statement and it will be closed. Here you want to understand without if you give an I plus plus, this is the biggest problem. It keep running like that. It keep running like that. Okay. So what you need to do, you have to give I plus plus. That's the solution for stopping those things. Okay. And saving this program again, I'll just go for the same thing, CMD prompt. Okay. I'll just go for the same place. Same place. I just open the terminal window. And now I can see now dir all my program Java C, and I'm just do whiling. So do while. Okay. I'm just compiling Java. So do while. I'm running this. Sorry. I'm running this. Okay. So while I'm running this, you can see how many times I printed. It is 10 times it's printed. So why it is coming same line? You can see in my coding. See in the coding. I given only print. So if you given print ln, it will come in the next line. So you can see that. So every time you need to compile and run it. Please every time please compile and then run it. Okay. So otherwise you can't get it. You can see that. But suppose the condition was wrong. Suppose the condition was wrong. Just assume. I'm saving this code. If I'm running the same thing, if I'm compiling, if I'm running the same thing, you can see it is comes here. It is actually entry checkup. Whether condition is right or wrong, that's don't care it. It is compulsory will run one time. Okay. So this is the thing which will coming to knowing about while loop. Okay, fine. Similar to that while like if cases, switch cases also. Switch will supporting to like I'll just make it because I don't want to make it more complicated. Yeah, no? I'm saving this as a switch case. Switch. Sorry. It is a conditional statement. Okay, make it on the say. So public, usual public static void main. You can make it so simple. Int. I just calling one by one. Okay, so but actually I have to better go for some other usage. Okay, no problem. I will go with this. So what I'm just doing here, just making switch case so simple. Int I. That's simple one. I equal 1. Just a minute. Okay. So switch. This is the switch. This is the architecture. If I'm forming switch keys, it have some arguments. If you pass one, okay. If you pass one, for example, I'm passing I. What is in the I? So it is the I values. Okay. If the I is there, like whatever values I have it. For example, if I'm passing one, you can make it here system dot out dot println case one. I'm just making case one. Okay. Similar to that, if I'm passing some other values, okay, I can create a case two also. Okay, case two also I can create it. System dot out dot println. Okay, inside you can give it case. Then you need to break the statement. That's so important. If once you completed the case, if you are supposed to not given break, what will happen? It will continuously run all the cases. That's the problem here. Okay, but it's not a problem. So if you missed it, that will be running all the cases. That's it. Break statement. It is so compulsory to stop that cases. Okay? That's it. So and the default one, you can give it whatever it is default. Okay, you can make it something here. For example, I'm just making system data dot println. It is default. Okay. I just given only message, not more than that. Okay. So what I'm just doing, I'm just simply just going to run it. Okay. And save this file. And then I'll just go for here. I just make a directory. I find out my program. There is the switch case. I'm just comparing. There is no problem. Java switch. So I'm just cleaning all those things. Okay. And then I'm running. I given case equal to yi, right? So I'm just running. You can see the case one come. The case one executed. Suppose I'm given two. Okay. Suppose I'm given two. See that same code I'm just running. But please compile and run. Case 2 will go. Suppose I'm given some other values, but I was not mentioned what is the value here. There is case 1 and 2 is only there, but another one is a default. Okay, I'm not given any values here. I given some other unrelevant value 3. Okay, I given. So you see that I'm just compile this and then I'm running. You can get some default one. So whichever action is not matching, that time only it's working default. Okay, so this is the flow which we can follow on this. So this is actually called switch case. Okay, fine. So the switch can helping to run some particular tasks only. If using while loop, like for example in mobile phone, there is a menu button. While you pressing some menu options, it will go that application. When you pressing that menu one or menu icon, it will become to home, right? So most of the software, it is according to my skill, I'm just telling. Like you can see many software like supermarket, a medical shop, like most of the application which will be done through C++ and Java programming, even Visual Studio Basics. Okay, Visual Basics, sorry, not Studio, Visual Basics. In many applications, not now. So today the people are having that is also why web application using PHP, right? Those all those application has followed this menu options to following that creating menu options. They are following this case conditions. Okay, switch cases. So that's creating that menu option using like this. Okay, fine. So these are the basic things. Okay, so these are the things which I'm using unnecessarily on both sides. That's why it's came. So don't worry. That's it. We know looping statement. We know conditional statement. We know that switch case. Like let's go with the another topic. Okay, so in another topic, I hope that in our syllabus what we had it. So we had it while completed. Okay, break and continues. We know that what is break now. So break means it's stopping or breaking that entire thing, entire looping from there. And continue means, for example, continue used to ignoring something. It is used to ignore something. Okay, let's see. Let's try to understand continue and break. I'm selecting Java. Maybe continue. Okay, break. I just given as a class continue and break. Of course, static void. I just given. Okay. So now I just coming to make it. For example, I'm using for. So far, you can use it like this and initializing some variable I equal to 1. Okay. I greater than equal to something 10 and I plus plus. Okay. So I'm just creating inside if condition. So while I'm finding 5, when I'm finding 5, okay, I equal to 5. I want to break my loop. So I want to print until 5, then I want to break my statements. Okay. So I just make it sorry, system dot out dot println. I'm just making I values. So what I'm just doing, like I'm just breaking, like I'm printing some sequence of work. When I'm getting 5, I want to stop it. While I'm teaching now, when it become 1 o'clock, I want to stop my teaching. And similar to that, so I had some sequence of number. I want to stop it when I'm using 5 values. Okay. So that is the logic we return. So using break statement. That's it. I'm running this one. I'm saving this one. I just go with that because you cannot read out the error carefully. It's so small font. That's the reason. Like now, I'm using only as an editor. I'm using here only as an editor, but I'm running from here. Okay. You can check your program. You can find out it is whether it is having or not. So we have that conditional continue and break. See, continue and break. I'm just running. There is no error. There is no error. So let's run this Java. Continue. Break. Okay. I'm removing that unnecessary sentence. I'm running this. You can see. So I just try to print out 1 to 10 using for loop, but inside the logic I written if condition using if condition. While I'm getting 5, after that don't print it anything. If you want to break down the loop entirely, you can use break statement. Okay. And similar to that, I want to ignore 5. If same thing, okay, I'm writing same for loop with the J. Okay, with the J, I'm just writing the same for loop, but now I make it for every place with J. For clear understanding, J. Okay. So I just printing J, but I want to ignore. I want to ignore where. Okay, I want to ignore all even numbers. How I can find out the even number? It's so simple. For example, reminder equal. Okay, if I do the reminder by 2 of all values, if equal by 0, okay, equal by 0, I can drop out. Okay, I can ignore. So that's the reason I'm using continue. Okay, see, you can get it the output clearly. But this statement will comes after this. Okay. After this, I'm just doing the print statement due to some reasons. Okay. Let's see. I just run it. Now, I save this file. I'm just going for the CMD prompt. Now I'm just running the same code. Continue break. I'm just compiling. There is no problem. I'm running now. Okay. I'm running the code, same code. Let's see. In the first half, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is for the break statement. Okay, that is for the break statement. I'll make it clearance here. Make it system dot out dot println. What is this? Same thing. I'm just copied from this line. These are the alignments. Okay, so you can make it so simple. So break. Okay, so I'm running this one. Same thing, same code. I'm just compile first, and then I'm just running this one. You can see break statement. When I want to stop it, I told the machine it stopped it. Okay, for example, when I'm getting equal to 5, please stop the looping. So that's entirely break from the looping. But continue what actually doing. Whichever wants to ignore from the looping, okay, ignore from the logic, I just ignore, but I'm just continuing keep that logic. So, sorry, looping. So I'm just continuing the looping whenever I want to ignore it. For example, wherever I had an even number, I just wants to drop out. Sorry, ignore it. I simply using continue, I ignore it, and I just like no, I started to work with the again the same looping. So this is the difference between breaking and continuing statements. Okay, that's it. So I hope that you got some idea. Okay, let's go for another example. Okay, so what's the topic of the next one? So break we completed. Let's go for array. So array it is so a complicated topic, but we have to know just basics. Okay. So array will be like helps to create to store so same thing. It helps to storing the multiple values in the single name. Okay. So what it is doing, array means it helps to store the multiple values or many values in the single name. That's the main thing. And here in the Java programming, it supports only similar data types. Okay, let's see that how to make it. So I'll just make it, Java. Okay, so I'm just make it array. I just make it array class. Reason is there. So maybe array is the keyword. Maybe I'm not sure. Okay, array may be mentioned by somewhere. So I just make it array class name. Okay. Okay, so but we had it still 81 slides. Okay, but while I'm start to teach all those things, it will take long time because I'm going step by step and going slowly also. Okay, so let's see. We are in the array, so we just go with the demo what we given. Okay, so we make it simple. So array will be looks in the many dimension. For example, single dimension and multiple dimension, or like 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional, and n dimensional. And Java can handle multi-dimensional, but it's so complicated it can be handled. Okay, fine. So it's coming to the topic. So let's implement that the basic one, then we will go. For example, what I was mentioning, array helping to store similar kind of values in the single name. Okay, so and then array will be have to travel by index values. Okay, so we know index always start from the 0. Okay, so that is the thing we're just going to do it. I don't want to make it so complicated on this. I want to check whether do you have any exercise on that. Okay, I hope Okay, no exercise on that. But if you required that exercise, you can do it. So many things are missing. Let's see. Okay, so array also you can create in the same way. So array concept is so important. Please tell to the students. So this concept it is coming for the students, particularly interview aspect. So because in Java doesn't have the pointer, but C++ having the pointer. So they will focus in the C++ pointer. In here in the Java, they will focus more on the array. Let's see that, make it simple, making understanding what is array. That's it. It's nothing more than that. Okay. So int, you can create different data types. Okay. So I just create array. Okay. So like you can create it. Is it true? You can create it array like this. At the same time, you can mention the size also. So I just this is the array form. Okay. Array form. I check that example. make it so simple. Array, I don't want to make it so complicated. I'll make it so simple. Then we will go on it out. So in array, we can make it so simple. Basically, this is looks like a object. For example, I'll tell you how we want to make it. Okay. Um, I want to make it simple array. Let's see that. Okay. So array, it is it's kind of objects. Okay. So thing is, most of the places we won't refer that things. Okay. Uh, how it will be looks. Okay. So okay, let's see that. For example, if you want to create the array, so what you need to do? So first thing, you need to create the array. So array has been mentioned by the square simple, and then you can give it any name, and then you have to create the object. This new will be helping to create the object. Okay, so this is the way you have to create the array actually. So then you can give it int. So then you can mention the size. So size could be any size. Okay, so this array has been limited, and similar to the string also. If you want to create string array you can mention. You can mention the size. So that's it. And similar to that, double also is there. If you want to create that name, so you can make it whatever it is. Okay, so this is the way you have to declare. Okay, I just close this one. Okay, you can make it so simple. So what you can do, you can assign some values inside the each. Okay, so these are the basic fundamentals. This is the way you have to create. But if we're taking this topic, definitely it take much time. I'm stopping here. This is the way you have to create. What you can do here, age, like for example, if you want to store some data, you can store it directly, and you can get the data from the using scanner. You can make it. Okay, so that's the thing we can do it. Okay, so that's it, guys. I'm stopping here array because I know this array will be taking much time, and so that's the reason I'm just moving into next topic. But definitely you have to know about array. If you require that one, so we will discuss on the next time, probably tomorrow or a day after tomorrow, so we can discuss about the array if it is required. Okay, so next thing we will go for important thing. uh what is that? Yeah, class and objects. Okay, so now only we are entering into something important part, so that is called actually class and objects. Basically Java programming is object oriented program, right? So now only we are just going to really coming to Java programming. Until now we discussed some basic coding skills. Okay, so how we want to make it for loop, how we want to make it a break statement, switch case, like these are the very basic skills to do the coding. But now only we are entering into Java. Okay, I'm just writing this class object. This is my class name. Okay, so inside I'm just going to teach you a few things here. One thing, so there are some types of classes. Sorry, object oriented. Python is sorry, Java is object purely purely object oriented programming. Okay, so oops. So we know very well. Okay, so what are the things will come here? So of course we know that. Okay, so first thing, the topic is class. We know what is class. Class means it's talking about some similarity groups. It's talking about some similarity groups. So basically class will can divide your entire software board into some parts. Okay, that's the reason we are using class. What about objects? So object is representing or invoking the classes. For example, when you are building some software, there are so many classes, which means so many models you build it. Every models will be named as a one class name, okay, which means that is a class name. So when you need or when you invoke these some particular classes, you can use objects and you can invoke. So that is the main thing which we can use the objects. Okay. And third thing we have to know, for example, I think battery is low, maybe. Okay, if it is not able to get my voice, please inform. I'll just change my headphone. Okay, fine. So let's coming to that. So we can know that when we created a class, so for calling that class, we create the objects. What is the next? Whatever data we have inside the class, okay, we need to protect that. So there is the encapsulation. Encapsulation. Okay, so don't worry about spelling. I'll later get modifications. Okay, encapsulation. What it will be do? It will be protect the data inside the classes, inside the methods. Okay, whatever we had it, we will be protected. Okay, that is the point. Fourth thing we need to know, while you had it so many methods, so many classes, when you're creating that one, so we need to make it some summary of our software, right? So that's called abstraction. I told you that so many times, so many classes will be there, right? So many classes, it be having one software means we need to have some connectivity between the classes, right? For that, we are using what? Ingredients. Okay. So the ingredients concepts making some relationship between the classes. And then sixth one, we know that, right? So for example, ingredients is there is connectivity between the different classes, right? Okay, fine. So sometimes we want to use like if there is if there is so many number of classes mean, for example, you are creating one classes for teaching faculty, you are creating another classes for non-teaching faculty. Like there is some kind of functions will come for the teaching as well as non-teaching as well as. Okay, in this situation there is chance to come overlapping, right? Overloading, or there's some template will be common for non-teaching as well as teaching as well as. So common templates we have, for example, payroll. For example, for me also payroll is same concepts. For non-teaching faculty also payroll is common. So in this situation, we need to make it so common template for both. Okay. So for that, we can create the template. So that is also comes under the polymorphism. Okay. So spelling, I think it will wrong. Okay. So these are the six concepts will comes under the you know object oriented concepts. Okay, when you coming to talk about any programming, if they are telling about object oriented, so these are the characteristics, these are the qualification to tell that programming is the object oriented programming. Okay, so that's the thing. So we are going to study all those topics now. Okay, so until before whatever we studied, all those things are so basics. Now only we started the core things. Okay, so when coming to class, so we did already so many classes. We did already so many classes. Every program we created as the classes only. Every program we created as the classes only. Then why do you want to study now means you guys want to understand object oriented programming. That's the reason I just mentioned here. So we had it the another important topic that's called object oriented programming. What's happened? Okay, so class. Okay, fine. So that is the thing we are studying here. Okay. So let's go understand that what is class first. Okay. So class will be containing two things. One is the attributes and methods. Okay. Before that, I'm not talk about anything about method attributes. Okay. But whatever it is coming here. So in the class having two things. One is the attributes and another one is the method. So basically the attributes is the initialization part or declaration part. Okay. So method is behavioral part. It will be behave what action wants to do it. So these are the two areas we have in the every classes. Okay. So let's coming to the attributes. Attributes can declare some variables. Okay. And the method can create some functions inside it. Okay. You may ask in the previous program here. So what about public void main? So public static void main. This is the main method. This is the main method. Similar to that, you can also create that one. So I'll make it simple understanding. Yeah, this is the concept only. I just make it. I'll create some demo, simple exercise. I'll just go with a new class, Java. I save this file as a Java. Sorry, class invoke. I'm just giving class invoke. Okay, just save it. One minute. Yeah, I just connected another headphone. There is no charger.
One minute or so. Let's start it. Okay. I hope I'm audible, right? So let's go with it. Okay, so I'm just going to create the class. I'm just going to invoke, which means what I'm just trying to do. I'm audible. So if there is any problem with my audio, please let me know. Okay, so yeah. So let's create the class. So here I'm not given anything on the main method. I'm just simply giving class. Okay, I'm just creating here. Okay, so okay. Okay, so I'll make it. Okay, so this is the class. Actually, this is the class. So in this class, if I want to run, if I want to call this class, I want to invoke. Okay, but this class cannot directly run from here. What I need to create here, so I need to call from somewhere. So this is the one class, it is the another class, this is the main class. Okay, when you coming to the main class, always wants to be same name. Okay, while you had the same name, saved name, this is called actually main class. I just make it public. Public static void main. This is the main class. I'm just telling main method or main method to for compiler. Okay, but now I'm just going to create another method, another class. Okay, I'm just going to create the, so I'm just creating class. I given class name. Okay, class name, what is that? I just given test one. So this is the one of the classes. Okay, so inside I'm just having a method. Okay, so void, I have method. Okay, method name I'm just given test. Okay, so method always having open and close brackets. I'm just on system.out.println. I'm telling something, say hi. Okay, I just make it the statement. Let's see, I had two classes. I'm saving this program. This is the main method. This is the another test method. I save this program and I'll go to CMD and I'm checking my directory. What are the programs I have? My program I have saved in the class invoke, right? So I just looking class invoke, Java CE class invoke. I'm just running. It shows system.out.println. There is some error. Let's see what is the error. Uh, Error. Let's see. Was missed it. Okay, and the previous statement I was not given D, so it's a spelling mistake. Okay, I'm just running the same. I don't have any error, but I'm running now. So making understanding, I'm going a little slower. Okay, so I'm running this code. You can see while you running this code, you can't get output. The reason is I'm not given nothing. But see, listen here. Actually, this is the another class. Okay, this is the another class.
When coming to the compiler, it start to read entire code. It start to read entire code. Basically, this programming, Java programming compiler, read from bottom to top. It's read from bottom to top. So it started first public class and then this class invoke and started to read here. There is nothing actually. Usually it will be start from, we know that main method. It started from main method, this class, and after that it went to another lines, and there it is finding error only, but it is not executed. When you want to call this method, what we need to do, we need to create the object for that. This is the class. Okay, if you want to invoke or if you want to call that thing, we want to create the objects. What I do simply here, I'm just creating objects for it. So what is the class name? Test1. Test1, of course the same thing. Object, the object, I given the object. Now what I just did here, I just created the object. I just created the objects. I can run it now, this program. I can run it this method now. How I can run it? The underscore object dot test method. That's it. Okay. See, if I'm saving this code, I can go here. I can go from here. I can go from here and CMD prompt. I'm just calling the same thing. I'm just compiling first and then running the same thing. Now you can see that output is key. That thing is what we are going to understand here. There's a two classes. One is the main method class, another one is the class. So we just making connectivity or making calling from one class to another class. Okay, so just like no, it's not one to another class. From main method, if you want to call any classes, we need to invoke by the object only. You can able to understand. Actually class. This is actually class. Okay, inside class we had a method. If you want to access the method, you need to create the object. So through object only you can access. So you can create the many object for the one classes. You can create a number of objects, you can call it. Okay, so this is the one thing we understood in the from the basics. From the basics means we had a topic, we know what is class now, what is object now. Okay, so class containing some similarity activities. Okay, and then so we had objects. Object will help to call that particular class. That's it. So for that we need to create object, then we need to refer the or call the classes. So these are the things happening. And encapsulation and abstraction we will see. Okay, so it is so little complicated concepts. Okay, not much complicated, it's so simple. Encapsulation, usually you can see while you declaring the data, while you creating the data itself, you can see I was mentioned public. If I mention private, it is so secure. And similar to that, you know, for the method also you can create public like private. Even when you creating the variables, not variables here, attributes. While you creating that, you can also mention there like, you know, public protected, sorry, private protected, like you can make it. So data can be secured by the three topics. One is a public, private, protected. Okay, so these are the topic. Another one is actually default. Default won't mention much. Okay, so these are the three things we have to focus more on that. Okay, using that you can protect your data, protect your method, protect your classes. So that comes under the encapsulations. Okay, that's it. Okay, that is the one concept. Okay, let's see one by one. I also wants to see some examples whichever he given here. Okay. Okay, so then constructor. So I'll let you know what is constructor first, then you can go for the another things. Constructor means it's so important concepts in Java. For example, I given test method, right? It's same thing. I'm just given void test1. I just make it one method in the same name of the class name. Here it is so interesting one. So I'm just telling system system dot println. I'm just telling I'm a constructor. Okay, I'm telling I'm a constructor. That's it. Constructor special thing we have. Usually I had a two method, test1, test method one. So what you can do here, the test1 is similar to the class name. Class name is also test1. Test method is the method one is the different name. There is a two method. One is similar to the class name. Another one is not similar. Now we need to see that I'm not going to call this test1 method. The constructor will be same of the class name in the method name. Okay, which means class name and method name both will be same. That is what actually called constructor. But when you creating constructor, no need to call separately the that constructor method. Okay, so this is the constructor method, right? So don't want to call separately like this. Don't want to call separately like this. I'm saving this code and I'm just going for a terminal window. I'm just running the same thing, Java C class include. So I'm just running this. See, no need to call, but I don't know why it does not give. So no need to call that one. So it will come defaultly. So let's call again. No need to call, but I will show you that without making that one, I'll run it. Okay. So usually like maybe some clutch maybe in my is running now, but actually no need to call that one. Okay, so it will be defaultly running the constructor. Okay, so defaultly calling while we creating this object itself, it will call it, but I don't know it is why it is wrong. Let's see that. Okay, so I maybe have some issues with this. Okay, I'll and maybe so I'll check it and then I'll let you know that. Okay, so these are the few things. Okay, so okay, it's not come it right way only. Okay, so wait. Now okay, fine. So now we know what is actually constructor. Constructor mean class name, and then method name will be same. That's what actually constructor. While you creating object, it is defaultly invoking the particular classes. No need to create object separately. It will be invoked, but I don't know that in my program it's not like execute that one. I'll check and let you know that. Okay, so that is the main thing. Okay, fine. So we know what is constructor. Sorry, I can't hear your voice, Mohan. 1 minute. Yeah, now can you tell me?
Yes,
Can
audible.
you repeat the constructor once again?
Yeah, constructor means the class name and method name. This is the method. Class name and method name will be so similar. That is what actually called constructor. As per the PPT also you can see constructor, it is yeah, that's what they given. Okay, one thing. Second thing, constructor no need to call by object. It will be automatically called while you creating objects. Okay, so that is the main thing. So that is the main thing. Okay, so okay, 1 minute. Okay, so basically this constructor will used to for probably most of the places. Okay, we will use to for assigning the values or declaring the values only we will use. Okay, let's see that you can use that similar to that. No need to call separately. I'll make it a simple example. Okay, then we could go with this. So where it is. Okay, so I'll make it simple example, then we can go with this. Okay, so where it is code. Okay, I'll go with the another example, we can easy to understand. This is the main method. I just make it here as a main method. Okay, you can see inside, like you can create one class. Okay, so this is the public class. Inside I have it, some data like model year, string, model names, like so I just declare two variables. Okay, and then I have it one method. This is main method, this main method. Okay, so this main, okay, sorry, not main method, name is main. Okay, or else we'll make it main class. I just make it main class. This is the main class also, because this is the constructor. So this is the constructor. While you creating by class name by itself, you are creating one method, means that is called actually constructor. Class name and method name, it will be both are similar, that is actually called as a constructor. Okay, so this is no need to call by separately while you creating objects, while you creating for object for your class. Okay, so this is your class, right? For the class you are creating objects, you are creating some object. Okay, that's it. So like while you creating object itself, okay, it will be called. So no need to call separately this one, no need to call by separately to this one, it is automatically called by this method. That's what I told you that. Okay, I told you that here, but it does not happen. I make it in another program. So let's see, I'm saving this code as a main class. That's very important. Okay, .java, I'm saving this code. So let's try to run this code. You will get the idea on this. Sorry. Okay, so you can run it Java, and then you can go for the class. There is no problem, you can go for running this code. Okay. So see that I taken this two variables, but I'm not called this particular method, because the reason is while you creating object, it is automatically fetching or automatically revoke or invoking the constructor. Constructor mean one thing, class name and the method name will be same one thing. Second thing, so no need to call separately. When you're creating object, it is defaultly it is invoking the constructor. That is the thing we have to know from the constructor. That's it. Okay, so hereafter if you want to more data, we can do many examples, but this is not right time to do all, right? So let's go for another thing. So another thing, once we completed constructor, let's go for the in constructor there is the three types. Okay, like you can see non-argument constructor, parameter constructor, default constructor. First time we run the no argument constructor, which means default constructor. Okay, and parameterized constructor we did now. So we did now parameterized constructor. Okay, that's it. Let's go for next thing, regression. Regression, it is it's so important concept. Regression is in ML, it is an algorithm. Okay, so let's coming to this. Regression means it calling the function itself. Okay, keep calling the same function. That's what actually called regression function. Let's see, okay, in the example how we want to construct the method and constructor and regression. Okay, there is one example, I just take it from there. Okay, so because time is going we had some limited time only, so let's go with that one. 25th example. Yes. Okay, so this is the thing which you can do it here. So I just make it copy and paste it. Let's see that we studied already constructor. I just want to know one thing, method. We know already what is method, we know already, but I just make it simple example for you. So method means like we know that inside the classes, whichever it is coming, all those will be considered as the method. Okay, so this is what the method actually. So this is what actually method. So this is what called as a set x is the method, get x is the method. Okay, that's it. So get and set method will be used for the abstract or protected data. For example, there is the private data. If you want to modification something there, you can use set and get method, you can modify the things, but no need to go much complicated, make it so simple. So this is the method we created using
inside the classes. Okay, that's it. So this is the one class, sorry, this is the one method, this is the another method. But what about this? This is called main method. Okay, so these are the another, like, no, so this is called instant method, so this is the another instant, this is the main method. That's it. Okay, so this is the way you can create, but I want to tell you another example they given. Okay, let's see what the static method. So what about any idea about static method? It's so interesting one. So for example, static method means, for example, uh, there is 1 2 3 4 5, so you want to count some values. Okay, for example, you just want to tell how many time I'm looking my mobile phone. For example, you're watching now, I'm taking my mobile phone 2 times, just assume. Okay, so after that I'm just like, no, closing this meeting, and then again I'm calling the same meeting after 1 o'clock, just assume. When I'm taking again the mobile phone, you need to tell, you will tell, so in today you're taking third time your phone. Okay, the thing is, you're just resuming the number after 2, right? In this place you can use static method. Like for example, what I'm just telling, so I'm just selecting programming for making awareness. So this is the static method. So static method will supporting to resume the continuations. Okay, so that is the main thing. Whatever data you are giving, so it won't change it. Okay, so let's see, here I have math utility package. Okay, using that I'm just adding. But what is the main thing? So like while using static method, it won't change it the past values. Okay, so that is the main thing for using static. Okay, so let's go for another thing. Okay, so and another program what they given, so particularly default constructor we discussed. Okay, let's go for another thing, parameter constructor also we discussed. Okay, and regression, yeah, this is the thing I just searched it. Okay, regression means it's calling the function itself. That's it. Let's see that example, then we will close this concepts. Okay, so basically the regression, I'll just make it, Java. So like, due to the time consumption, just do the copy paste from our examples, otherwise I'll type it my own self. Okay, so I added factorial calculations. Okay, so there is the factorial. I think you know what is factorial. For example, I'm just given 5. So if I'm given 5, so this factorial is what actually, so we can make it like this: 5 into 4 into, so making by 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, whatever values will come, that is what actually called factorial values, right? We know very well. So same logic has been implemented through the regression function. A regression function means the function calling itself. That's it. So that is the function which I given here. One function I was created, it is a static function factorial, so return type is int. Okay, so one method we were created. I'm just calling this method using result function. You can see this function is calling from main method. While I'm calling this method, it is taking some number and it's going to calling this method. Yeah, it started to call first time. It's checking whether number is 0 or either is 1. If it is either 0 or 1, it will be going to replay the response of the factorial is 1. If suppose it is not, what will do? So it will be doing the response, like for example, like 5 I send it, 5 will become in the n, and then I'm just going to call the factorial n minus 1. What is the n minus 1? 5 into 4. Okay, it's multiplied once, and after that you can check n minus 1 is what? 4. The factorial is what? Actually the factorial is this method, right? It's calling again the same thing. It's calling again the same thing. Okay, so now it has become 3, and again it will be become 3, sorry, 2, and it called 1. Like it will be similar, it is going to here, it's going to this function. When it has become 1 or 0, it will return 1 and it is completing the task. Until that it is happening the multiplication, 5 into minus 4, 5 into 4, 5 and then whatever it is coming, 5 into 4, and then it will be multiplied by the next one, 3 and 2, like it will be doing. But here you can see this factorial is what? It is a method. This is the method. It's calling itself keep here. It's calling keep here. So that is what they are telling. This is the recursive method. It's keep calling itself. That's what it is calling, a recursive method. Okay, fine. So I'm just running this. While you saving this code, please save it the name of this. Okay, I'm saving this code and that name whichever I given. So .java.
I'm saving this one. So now I can run it. So you can run it from here, but font is so less. That's the reason. Java C, I just wants to factorial. I'm just running this. There is no error. I'm running the code now. After compiled, I'm running this one. Okay, there is the another one error. So which is the error which is coming from name only not accepted. Sorry, it's a compiler I given. You can see factorial of 5 is 120. Yeah, it's exactly right. So this is the recursive function. It is calling itself one thing. Okay, so we know completed the factorial program. Let's go for the another one. That is the string operation in Java. It is so important. You can do so many manipulation or operations in string particularly. Okay, let's see what are the things we can do. And then final method, final key. So final key will helping to making the variable, making the method, making the class as well as we know public class, private protected class, and hybrid. Okay, so protected means hybrid. Okay, so these are the things we know. Particularly there is the another one, final keyword, which is used to denote the constant. Okay, so which will be helping to create the constant by the keywords. Okay, so this is the reason which we are using particularly final keywords. Okay, that's it. So let's see the remaining examples. So let's go with the examples. I'll make you to explain what it is. Okay, yeah, these are the things we want to discuss more. Okay, let's see. Okay, I expected some examples from there. From the example I will explain all those concepts. Okay, yeah, 26 ingredients in Java. I hope I will give you some examples on here. I discussed about what is polymorphism, abstraction, and encapsulation, but we now work with the ingredients. Okay, so let's start with the ingredients. Ingredients will be helping to connectivity between the classes. If you're making one class to another class, that is called single ingredients. If you want to create the one class to another class, that is called multi-level. For example, one class to one class to another class. Like if you're creating the connectivity, that is called multi-level ingredients. But here we have a multiple ingredients that you have to create very complicatedly, which means you need to focusly and create that one. Okay, so let's coming to the hierarchical ingredients. It looks like a tree shape, and hybrid ingredients, it will be mixed with the multiple and multi-level. Okay, so that is what actually hybrid. Okay, so let's see that. So how it will be looks, all those things. Okay, but I know we had it less time, so that's the reason I'm just taking the example from our existing file. Otherwise I'll make it type. So demonstrate the ingredients. Okay, so let's see here. I make it simple, ingredients first thing. So simple ingredients, you can able to understand how we want to form it. So there is the one class which I created without any main method, and inside I created the one class method also, eat method. Okay, and similar to that I'm creating another class that is called talk. So in here I just created the extensions, which means whichever class I had it. So see, this is the parent class. Okay, animal is the parent class, talk is the child class. You have to understand which is the parent class. So animal is the parent, under the child talk is the child class. Okay, what I can do, I can extend the animal to talk. That's it. I just extend this class to here. Now what is the benefit for extend? I can connect from talk to animal. That's it. Talk class to animal class. That's the main thing. So by the extension keyword, I can make a connectivity. That's it. Okay, I make it eat, I make it brak. Okay, so that's it. So that's a thing. I just created the method also. Now I'm having the main method ingredients demo. So I just make it single ingredient demo. Okay, I'm saving this class as I save this program. Now what I'm just going to run it. Before the running, you need to understand that here what I just created, I created the object for talk class. Okay, only for this class I'm just created object, but for animal I'm not creating the objects. When you extend this animal to talk, okay, talk, so there is no need to create this separated object for this.
So because we do the increments, we just making the connectivity between the parent to child class. For anyone, for the child class, if you created the object, that's enough to call the parent class. Okay, so that is the concepts we given. That's the concept of single increments. Single increments means parent to child class will having the relationship. So parent class will be extended to the child class. So in the child class only for the child class only we can create the object. Through that objects we can call parent class. That's the concept. Okay, so like there is the animal, there is the parent, parent class, this is the child class. So this parent class has been extended to child class. I'm just creating only object for the child class. If I want to call this animal method, I can call by the this child class objects because it was extended. That's the simple concept. This is what single ingredients. I'm running this one. Okay, so I'm just running Java C and a single ingredients. I'm running that. There is no problem on this. Okay, I'm running this one. So the two classes will run. Two classes will run. Two classes method will run. So this is what the single level relationship or single ingredients. Okay, it's having one parent to child class relationship. That's it. And similar to that, if you want to go with the multi-level is different, multi-level is different. For example, A is the parent, B is the another parent, C is the another one. For example, grandfather, I hope you know that. Okay, so I don't want to make it that boring. So there is a parent class. For that another class is there, that is the parent of child. Okay, so another for the child class, there is the another child, means that will be comes under the multi-level inheritance. Okay, I'm just taking this code. I don't want to type it because no time. At least I want to complete Java first. Okay, I make it new. So you can select language Java. Here I can paste it. Here I can paste it this one. You can see that. Okay, so there is the animal, that is the parent class. Okay, so that is the another one mammal, so that is the another that is the child class. Okay, in under the mammal I have a top. So this is the parent for this. So for mammal is parent for top. Okay, so it's keep like going the next to next. So this class has been extended to animal has been extended to mammal has been extended to top. Okay, so this is the hierarchy for creating the multi-level inheritance. Okay, so like class equal, I just given animal void eat, and then I added sleep, I added prat. Okay, like I given that kind. Okay, so for all those things I'm not going to create this separate objects. I'm just going to create only one object for the top. So through that one objects I can call all the things, because all for animal is a parent, it is extended to the mammal is has been extended to top. Then I can create only one object, I can call all the functions. That's the thing happened here. I'm just save this multi-level ingredients. So that's very important. I just save this. I save this, and then I'm just going with that Java C and multi-level ingredients. I'm checking that there is no problem. I can run this code. Okay, I can run this code. Oh, sorry, I can run this code. You can get it. So all the classes can invoke. Okay, so this is the called multi-level also. Okay, so in that similar way you can see multiple also. Okay, so multiple also you can see. So this is the multiple ingredients, but here it is, you can see some difference. I will show you in the here. Okay, Java. So you can see there is the interface. Okay, without interface you can't create the multiple ingredients. You have to keep remember. Okay, I created the interface flyable and swimmable. Swimmable. Okay, so there is a two interface I just created. I'll tell you why we created here. Okay, but while creating multiple or single level ingredients, when you make a connection between one class to another class, we used the extension keyword, extends keyword. But while you want to make a connectivity between class to interface, you have to do implements. Okay, we have to use keyword implements. That will be helping to create the connectivity between the interface to classes. Okay, so that is the main thing we have to keep remember. Okay, so thing is, you can see I have created two classes, sorry, interfaces, which interface has been implemented with the classes. See, so flyable and swimmable has been implemented to birds and fishes. Okay, these are the two different classes, which will be going to combine into same outputs. Okay, with the one, not a one. So with that, make it in the as impedance. Okay, so let's see that. So okay, for example, but actually you can try later. I created swimmable. So I think I know bird also can fly. Bird can fly. Talk. You can take a talk. Talk can run. At the same time, it can also swim in the water. So you can create for the one simmable, and you can make it for the same simmable for the two classes. That's what actually exactly multiple inheritance, but I'm not satisfied in this program. But anyway, no problem, we make it so simple. So multiple inheritance means, there will be two classes. The two classes will be having some common activity, so that activity can be solved by the interface. So that is the thing. So we just implemented here. I'm just running that one. Okay, multiple increments. Okay, I just saved it. So I just created the different object for to call it. Okay, so and different things. Okay, so I'm saving this one. I'm running this one. Okay, so Java C and then multiple and multiple. I'm just running this one. So there is no problem. I'm running to get output Java. That's it. I'm just getting output. Okay. So parent classes all are also running. Okay. Basically, one child class will having two parents class. That's actually called the multiple inheritance. Okay. Two parents class will be there for one child class. That's the thing actually called multiple inheritance. Okay, so simple, we make it that's the thing. Okay, that's it, and I'm stopping here. Okay, so we just almost completed Java. Okay, so I think the remaining thing, polymorphism. Okay, and then let's go for another example, abstraction. I make it in the next session. Okay, so I'll make it in the next session whenever we get free. So that's it from my end today. So I hope that I'll go slowly only, slow, and as per that, we make it all examples. We will simply not go through all the PPT. So we make it in the everything in the practical manner. So that's why it's taken lots of time. Okay. So I hope that I will talk with Vidhi and Swati, Uma. Okay. So for making for another session for Python, that time I will cover that remaining topics. Okay, so thank you so much. I hope that you people if you people are so basic to Python, sorry, Java, so definitely you will get lots of idea from this. Okay, so thank you. Yeah, that's it. Anyone wants to tell anything, or you want to ask anything? So what is your feedback? So are you okay with this session, or else you need to go little basics? Good, I hope that I have seen your text also. Yeah, so anything wants to convey, guys, Pankaj and Vignesh, Karan, and two Vignesh are there, right? Yeah. Jaya,
The session went really well, actually. Yeah.
thank
Actually, it
you.
was after a long time I'm refreshing Java, and you took it in a very basic way, so even a fresher can able to understand it better.
Yeah, thank you, Vignesh.
Thank you.
Thank you. So definitely we'll go for Python. So in similar way, we'll take it another 3 hours. Probably 2 hours is enough for Python. We'll talk to Swati and Omar and Vidhi. Okay, so we'll arrange one more session. Okay. So we have that's it. I think Witness is typing. Let's wait. Definitely, dear. We will share with you. All code also I'll share with you. Thank you all. Thank you so much. We will end at the session. Thank you, Ma, for organizing.
Thank you, Ramesh.
Thank you so much, Ramar.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, actually,
Thank you.
yes,
Yes, ma'am.
tomorrow session also will be, starting from 10 a.m. to till 1 p.m. So the topics will be Linux, HTML, CSS, and JS, and database. Okay. So any queries you can also put it in the group which we have created. So that's all from my end. Thank you so much, Ramar, and everyone. So we can stop now. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you all. Thank you. Bye. Take care.